What's the number one change you've noticed from President Biden from President Trump?
It was very clear, George, and it was articulated multiple times. The president has said it publicly, but in a private session, just sitting down with him and with the medical team, he's very serious. He said science is going to rule. We're going to go by the facts. We're going to go by the evidence. We're going to go by the data. If something is wrong, like I just said, we're going to just try and fix it. And we're going to pull out all the stops to get our arms around this. Getting the vaccine situation on track is his highest priority. So, I mean, the idea that the president himself sits down with you and says, I want science to rule, go out there and do everything we need to do to get it done, just is really very refreshing.
Science will rule is a terrifying slogan for anybody who knows history to hear. Science will rule. I thought we, the people, rule through our elected representatives. But now all of a sudden there's some high priesthood of the hashtag science variety that's going to be making really important policy decisions for us. You know who also thinks that science will rule? And this is true. Marxists. They always believe that all the social sciences, which aren't really science, as you know, but that there was a fact and evidence-based way to order a society that was irrefutable and must be true, is always true, even when the results suck. That science is all you need, you see, to reorder humankind so that we can all have everything we need. And this is a fundamental tenet of Marxism, is to treat it as though they're running a lab experiment on how to grow the fastest petunias. Except we're talking about human beings. We're talking about the complexities and the moral questions that face the human race. But the Marxists believe that with science, that's all you need. And their science was really a pseudoscience of Marxism. That's the whole point, you see. It's the answer to everything. This is why it really is all a religious belief, you see. And Fauci is going to be, for anybody who's watching and being honest about this, is going to be proven to be essentially a giant fraud in this whole process. He's been wrong. He's been wrong numerous times. Here's a fact for you. Dr. Fauci lied to the American people about masks by his own admission because he thought that that was a better thing for us to go through when he said don't wear masks and then said, oh, it's because I thought we'd run out of masks. Okay, so he lied. This guy's a liar. This is the Truth and Science Administration. This guy deceived the American public. But really, the truth is that he didn't deceive the American public the way he said. It's that all of science, until about 5 minutes ago, thought that wearing a mask in a pandemic like this wasn't going to have the kind of beneficial result. That doesn't mean no benefit, but wouldn't have the kind of beneficial results we keep being led to believe mask mandates will, because it's become part of the religion now. That's not to say there's no truth to it. That's not to say that I'm telling you that they don't work at all. No, N95 masks in a clinical setting absolutely help with respiratory infections and disease, no question. And in some situations, maybe a cloth mask would also have not the same benefit, but some benefit. But as a means of stopping the pandemic, has it worked? Look around you. I'm in Mask Central here in New York City. Has it stopped the virus? Has it stopped the pandemic or even come close to it? No, we're setting all-time records. But we didn't do it enough. That's why you're seeing, you can find them yourself, two or three articles now coming out last week from the New York Times alone. Time to double mask. I'm not making this up. Got to double mask. Well, you can see if you go back on my Twitter account, just to give you a sense, somehow I can tell what's coming. Somehow I know what's going to happen here. But you go back in my Twitter account and you see that I said on December 10th, here we are now, it is January 25th. I tweeted on December 10th, sometime in about mid-January, when cases are still very high, despite all the painful lockdown insanity, there will be an N95 masks are actually far more effective. We should have advocated for those all along. Moment of recognition from the experts. Well, I shared yesterday a story from CNN that says that Germany has mandated only medical grade masks. Why? because those homemade cloth masks that are so effective at blocking COVID, they're like, well, actually, they don't look like they're that effective. And one large German state, Bavaria, has mandated N95 masks only. So now it's, if you're not wearing an N95 mask, you can't even get on mass transit. You can't go into public places. Not even one of those medical grade, 2-ply fabric masks. Got to be N95. Why did I know this was going to happen? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a blue check MD. I'm not one of these pandemic epidemiologists they keep putting on CNN every 5 minutes. Why did I know this was going to happen? Because I know what the arguments are here. And I know that they keep on being wrong and ignoring it and saying, shut up, wear your mask. It's going to save us. Okay. Hasn't saved us yet, has it? So what do? They change the argument. And then if you question them, you're the problem. Dr. Fauci was the beginning of this. He said, don't wear the masks. And then people said, hold on a second. You now say wear them. And he says, well, I had to lie to you for your own good. An administration that is ruled by science. That's what he said, ruled by science. You don't think that Fauci's a power-mad little maniac now? He's the highest paid employee in the federal government. Makes more than a 4-star general, makes more than the president of the United States. He's making over $400,000 a year. It's a great gig to have, basically unfireable. Been sitting there for decades. He's going to lots of meetings, making bad policy decisions under the guise of the rule of science. The CDC with this whole thing has been a disaster. A disaster. And it's because it's a decades long in the making federal bureaucratic screw up, because there's no accountability, because you don't want government in charge of things, because they don't do a good job. But, that's right, we'll be ruled by science, he says, as if that's all that has to be said. And then beyond that, we're supposed to just be quiet and listen. Do as you're told. Oh, okay. We'll get into Gavin Newsom all of a sudden is going to open up California. Are the cases so different there? Is it such a different situation? And if we're going to be ruled by the science, explain to me the science of not allowing the Keystone XL pipeline, which Biden just shot down. The whole project is now scrapped by executive fiat. Not allowing the Keystone XL pipeline when the State Department's analysis under the Obama administration was that blocking Keystone would increase CO2 emissions. That's right, increase by blocking, but they're doing it anyway. Ruled by science, they say. Sure.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.